Hey, greetings everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Plan B Success. Today we have Andy Schindling with us, and Andy's been a minor league baseball player. He was a high school draft pick for Baltimore Orioles in 2004, and he's played the game for a while, and then later he decided he wanted to coach students and youth, and that's what he focuses on right now with the Complete Player Charity. So we'll find out all about Andy as well as the charity that he is running right now. Welcome, Andy.
Thanks, Rajiv. Appreciate you having me on today, man. Definitely a good opportunity during this time is to share my story and knowledge and hopefully to impact somebody else's life.
Absolutely. So why don't you tell us a little bit about your own background? How did you end up playing baseball and what was your experience in minor league like?
Yeah, so I grew up just outside of D.C., a town called Bowie. Just a typical athlete, played multiple sports. Was lucky enough to be blessed with a lot of talent, so I excelled at those sports, and I just wrapped my life around them. I ended up getting a scholarship to play high school baseball down in D.C. at a school called St. John's, which led me to getting drafted by the Orioles out of high school and also receiving a scholarship to attend George Mason and play baseball there as well. My life growing up, full of ups and downs like everybody else. I idolized Cal Ripken and, literally dreamed every night about playing for the Orioles. And so when that opportunity came where I got drafted by them, it was something I couldn't pass up. Although it took a few weeks for me to tell my parents what I was going to do, I kind of knew right away. That was just what I literally dreamed of most nights. And when it came true, I had to take it. And in life as a minor leaguer, it's kind of a double-edged sword, to be honest with you. Looking back at it, I was able to do what I love to do, what I dreamed about doing, and I got paid for it. A lot of people usually expect, you just get paid to play a sport. But at the end of the day, most of the times, the people that say it to me are people that put in less effort into perfecting their craft than what I had to do for 18 years to get drafted and play a sport, when you think about it on that level. So it's also a double-edged sword because, I didn't know it until 2 or 3 years ago when it came out on TV, but I was an intern as a minor league player, and you don't get paid in the off season. And, truth be told, the first year I played professional baseball, I got paid $850 a month. And my last year I was only making $1,400 a month. When you break that down, you take taxes out, and you got to pay for a place to live, you're broke. It actually equated to $4.13 an hour when I was my first 2 years. So, yes, I got to have a life that I loved, and I think 1% of people in the world get drafted out of high school. So I got to experience, being a one percenter. I highly doubt I'll be a one percenter in the financial world in my lifetime, but and it was definitely a struggle too. There was nights where I eat bread for dinner, and this was bread that was handed out at the stadium, so it was really free bread I ate. But again, it was nothing that I can complain about or say that I would rather done it different.
How long were you playing with them?
June of 2004 until April of 2009.
All right. And what were some of the highlights of your experience?
Man, that's a lot. I love seeing new places. So a highlight for me was being able to experience different places in the country. Places that range from, Coney Island and Brooklyn Park, where the beach is on the other side of the outfield wall, to little small towns like Bluefield and Johnson City and Elizabethton, down in Appalachian country, and just seeing the differences in how people live and what the cultures were like. So that was a huge, blessing, but also, an awesome takeaway from my experience. Also just, I guess, seeing faces of young kids that used to be me, on the other side of the wall. Growing up in Bowie, we had the Bay Sox right down the street, so I was always there trying to get autographs, watching games, and being on the other side of that was surreal. You don't think about it, at least I didn't when I was going through it, but the kind of the impact you actually make on their lives, even though you're a minor league player. So that was cool, great takeaway from it. I built some good relationships with some fans, something that I keep to this day, something that is what it's really all about when you think about takeaways. I was playing in Aberdeen the year Cal Ripken got inducted to the Hall of Fame. So we played a game up at Doubleedged Field in Cooperstown, and I actually got to catch the first pitch from him that game. So I have a unique autograph nobody else in the world has from Cal Ripken that says our first pitch, July 28th, 2017. So I'm very happy about
pretty
that.
Awesome.
Yeah, him being my idol. That same day we sat in the dugout with Brady Anderson, David Segui, and B.J. Serhoff, three people that I looked up to growing up, and Cal's whole family in the stands. So that was a pretty unique day. Great takeaway, something that I'll remember for the rest of my life for sure. And I would say those are my top three for sure.
Awesome. And then from your experience, the practices and the games and all, from a standard standpoint, what did you think? You've been outside of the league, you've been inside the league. What do you think really makes it tick?
Makes the league tick?
Yeah.
What happens in the big leagues? I would say that's really it, because you're spending your whole career trying to get there, and now that I'm out of it and got more wisdom and can see things more from a big picture of, there is no minor leagues without the major league, and a perfect example is they're cutting a lot of teams in the near future. Most teams are going to go from 5 different levels in the minor leagues to 2 or 3. So other than that, I would say what makes it tick, is just people not wanting to give up playing the game of baseball. Being inside the game, I would say 60% of the kids I played with from A-ball down never had ambitions of even playing in the big leagues. Or maybe they knew they didn't have the talent to play in the big leagues, and they just said, well, I just want to play for as long as I can. Some guys got drafted, didn't really expect to, or got offered a plane ticket to be on the team. So they just said, hey, I'm just going to ride this out as long as I can. So it's really that desire to just play the game of baseball, a game that you love. And it was really what makes the minor leagues tick, at least from Double-A, maybe high A, depending on the organization down. When you get to high A, Double-A ball, it's, I got a shot to make it to the league. So you're driven by that dream that's still alive, or it's, I'm getting paid enough money to have a good life and continue to play the game I live that I'll ride this out. So then it comes back to that just desire to play and want to play. But Double-A, high A, Double-A and up, you're really playing with the best of the best. And at most points of that journey, at least you got a somewhat open door, if not wide open door, to the big leagues.
And what's your motivation for what you're doing today, the charity that you're running?
Yeah. The initial motivation was giving back what was given to me, which was opportunity through the game of baseball. Obviously my parents were there and they busted their butt to provide me the opportunity to play sports just in general, but all the sacrifices they put in to give me the opportunity to play sports. But baseball itself gave me opportunity to get a better education in high school, which led to getting an 80% scholarship to go to college, which would save significant money, which led to high school leading to getting drafted, which led to me living out my dream. That ultimately led me to a free college education, because part of my deal, and all high school deals are, they have to pay for your college. So baseball gave me opportunity to really succeed in life. So I initially set out to provide those same opportunities for kids, raising money for them to play. coaching them, creating teams that, some were funded by, the money we're raising. And that's really what drove me at that point, which was from 2016 to 2018. And then from since then, what's driving me is to help kids reach their full potential and really take control of their life. And that's something I never did as far as take control of it until I was about 28. And something I never did was reach my full potential as an athlete. So that's the driving force. And also heard a quote that said, even a dead fish can float downstream and get somewhere. And that hit me hard because I realized I was a dead fish for 10 years of my life, which was the reason I never reached my full potential. So that's driving me now, is really impacting the youth, providing them opportunities that are going to open doors for them to explore what their talents are, who they are as people, and encourage them and let them understand that they are leaders, that they're leaders of themselves. And it's our job as an organization, and it's our mission to unleash the leaders that are within them so they can take charge of their future and ultimately reach their full potential, making a positive impact in the world.
And how long has the Complete Player Charity been in business?
So we started in August of 2015. At least we applied for it and started operating in 2016, did baseball all the way up until last year, and now we are going into our second full year of our after-school program called TCP Youth Empowerment, which is what we're focused on now.
And how many kids do you support?
Academically, we're around 50 kids a school year. We just entered our third school, being a high school, this past January. But since 2018, we've impacted 84 students.
Okay. And what are your plans for the charity? What do you want to do with it going forward?
Oh, man. Take it to new cities, or at least the program. Eventually create a curriculum that is, you can just roll out so we can find volunteers, take it to other states. But our goal is to start impacting 400 kids a year, whether that's through after school programming or summer camps. Our next move, after this summer we get through all this COVID craziness, is to roll out multi-week summer camps. That way we can start reaching new communities that we're currently not able to serve because we're not in new schools.
Talking about COVID, how is that affecting your activities, your organization's activities right now?
It's moved us virtually. We definitely were being progressive about how we can continue the programs. So we moved it all to Zoom meetings. We still meet with our kids twice a week for an hour. And I guess the toughest part for us is just not having that face-to-face, physically, I guess, or interactions, because that's where you really develop the relationships. And we got some great mentors and people poured into their lives. It's just a little more difficult with this medium that we have to use. But all in all, it's been an opportunity for us because it's opened our eyes to how we can connect with kids in the community in different ways, and not just thinking about only through the schools and after school when they actually have to be at school.
Okay. And, once you get to that next level, once you start expanding your organization, what other activities do you want to get into with the kids?
So our end goal for the high school is grab kids in middle and hopefully we keep them all the way through high school. And it's, part of our plan is by their junior year that they are getting internships or mentorships at local businesses that they're interested in. That way, if they're college bound, they have a place to work in the summer. If they're not college bound, then they're walking right into a job. So as we continue to grow our programs, and serve these kids all the way through high school, which hopefully our first graduating class will be in 3 years, that they're walking into college or they're walking into the workforce. And the workforce meaning in and opportunities that open doors to careers, not just jobs, but in something that they're passionate and have an interest in. They're not just taking a job just to take a job.
And for aspiring baseball players or minor league aspirants, what would be a word of advice that you would give?
Oh man, I can't just give one, because the first thing that pops in my head is that I had to think about when I heard was every day you're not getting better, 10,000 people are. And when you talk about minor league baseball, and you're talking about your teammates, or your competitors. But if you got aspirations to play college, every day you're not getting better, 100,000 people are getting better, and they're passing you up. So my advice is every day that you walk and you have breath in your lungs, you need to be getting better at baseball in some capacity. If you're 10 years old, that means you're doing push-ups and sit-ups. But also, the route to professional baseball most likely goes through college, right? So you need to be getting better academically. The way the world works in baseball is the better your grades are, the less money baseball coaches got to give you for scholarship, which means the better chances you are of getting into that school, because now you can go get academic money, which makes you a more appealing product, I should say, for the college and the coaches, because the less money they got to give you because you're academically smart and get good grades, then that more opportunities they can offer other kids. So every day you're awake, you should be doing something to get better at baseball, whether it's on the field or off the field. And the other thing would be is make sure you're surrounding yourself by people that have the same aspirations and goals. Doesn't necessarily mean they want to be a professional athlete. It means that they're driven to go out and do something in this world, and they're passionate about getting there. So they're out doing something every day to get better, because if they're getting better at what they want to get better at, and they're your friend, and they're a good friend, they should be pushing you to get better at what you're at. So, if you're surrounding yourself by the right people and you're doing something to get better every day, then you got a good chance of getting where you're trying to go.
That's pretty awesome. I think it's great work that you're doing through the charity, trying to make a difference in kids' lives. And there's a lot they can learn from you in terms of competitive sportsmanship, becoming a competitive athlete as well.
Yep.
What would be one takeaway that you would want to leave with our listeners today, so that they know where to contact you in case they have any interest, or anything that you want to leave as a piece of advice for the listeners?
Yeah, so you can check out more about our programs at tcpyouthempowerment.org. The same handle for Facebook and Instagram. On Twitter, we are TCP_YE. I do need to do a better job of getting our stuff on the Twitter, but we are there. I do post a lot of stuff on LinkedIn at Andy Schindling. Definitely check us out. We're using this time to put content on our Facebook pages, Instagram pages, for activities for their parents to do with their kids during this time, all wrapped around leadership. So check us out there. And advice would be really believe in yourself more than you think you need to. That's something that I'm realizing I need to do a better job, and I needed to do when I was younger. But believe in yourself more than you think you need to, because most of us don't believe in ourselves enough. So that would be my advice is, believe in yourself, and then believe even more in yourself, because we all got the talents and skills to be successful. Most of the time we're our own worst enemy, and we're the one that hold ourselves back from reaching that full potential. But yeah, check us out, man. Love to get feedback. We actually just posted an activity about diversity of perspective today on our Facebook page. So get on there and leave us a comment, because I'm interested in hearing your perspective. So yeah, that's where you can find us, and hopefully we can stay in touch and continue conversations.
This has been great, Andy. Thank you so much for joining us today. A lot to learn from you in terms of sportsmanship and competitiveness. I'm glad for the kids that are a part of your charity organization going through this, and I hope a lot of people find value in this and will reach out to you to find out more. Thank you very much.
I appreciate having me on with you. Thank you very much.
Hey, I hope you liked that episode. Please do make sure to subscribe to Plan B Success Podcast so that you can get alerts about these episodes coming out 3 times a week. You get to hear an inspiring interview and some inspiring talk that will move the needle for you on your way to success. Thank you very much.